Hello there, everybody. It's HeroicLegend here, and we are back in the arena with Magic. I am considering changing up how Fridays are done, simply because if I continue to play Magic on Fridays and I get really salty, it's not good for Heroic. Anyway, Spirits, I wanted to show you this. So, this is my little deck. It's very low cost, as you can see, with only 4 cards exceeding the 4 limit. But despite that, because it's a couple of combo pieces, in a sense, I'm not quite sure I'm using that term correctly, I do have 22 lands over the standard 20, and making it the split 20-20-20. No, this deck actually is a flyer deck of sorts. Using cards like Artificer's Assistant, Aether Tunnel, Essence Scatter. The main pieces to this are Favorable Winds with Supreme Phantom and the Arcane Adaptation. That's why the 4 of them are in here. Arcane Adaptation allows you to change any creature, basically you choose a creature type, and creatures you control are the chosen type, right? So, again, the air elementals are the biggest one, and of course Tezzeret's little flying Thopters are another one. But my idea is to get out Arcane Adaptation with the Supreme Phantoms, and of course the Favorable Winds, to turn not only Tezzeret, but all of my other flyers here into powerhouses. Using cards like Opt and Essence Scatter, Negate for some very nice protection of sorts. There's Curator's Ward to protect against some of my set pieces, for example like Arcane or such. There's Deep Freeze, which is a lovely card which can turn any enemy flyer who could block us into just something that can't. And of course, should we not have that right away, there's always Aether Tunnel. Then of course I have, like I said, Tezzeret, which can be very helpful if I've used his +1. And again, at turn, basically, I'm trying to do some quick math. So turn 5 he comes out and he pluses 1. Turn 6, it's +7. Turn 8, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9. At turn 9, I could actually, at turn 9 I'll have 4 Thopters out, and that's assuming I don't need to draw a card. And if I have the 4 Thopters out, then that means I can also activate on the next turn after that, assuming the match is still going on by then, the Emblem, which would be very nice, because then I can get out cards like my Air Elementals or my Wind Drakes, or my Hinterlands even, and if I have all my nice pieces out. But that was my idea, low-cost flyers, just like how this is kind of low-cost lifelink, and this is pseudo-low-cost, I think? Yeah, for the most part. But again, let's cut the nonsense and see if we can earn ourselves a win or a loss using the, I guess we'll call it, lazy cats, because we're not really attacking the opponent. Well, we're not attacking the opponent's cards with, like, destruction spells. We're just attacking we're basically being cats. Knight of Grace, Make a Stand, and Squire's Devotion. I'm going to keep this simply for the Knights of Grace. Because if I'm facing an opponent who has black, though it's highly doubted, if I'm facing an opponent who has black, there's a very high chance that I'll be able to do well. He's debating on his hand. Daybreak's also very good, because if it's red, then Daybreak protects against, effectively, I want to say Daybreak protects against, red and black. There's a very realistic chance now that I might, wait, you know what, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to bring out my Knight of Grace. It's not invulnerable to red, but it is invulnerable to black. So, Cast Down will not work. Yep, there's the shock. No, Rigging Gunner, actually. I'm a little shocked he chose to do that. I'm going to actually Daybreak Chaplain. Okay. He probably has a plan. I imagine he might actually Pirate's Cutlass the Rigging Runner. Or he might actually murder my Daybreak. That'd be very bad if he did, because I need that to start buffing up Ajani. But Ajani's also not safe from, well, black destruction cards. No really red. This is actually a pretty... It's going to be a pretty hard matchup for me. I'm actually very much hoping... Can't use black cards on my... Oh, but he will Lightning Strike, actually. I don't know if that was recommended. I am a little happy that did happen that way, though. And I'm going to try to hold out just a bit. Okay, let's look at this realistically. Knight of Grace is a first striker. You know what? I'm gonna take my risk. I'm gonna throw out the Ajanis. I'm gonna attack with Daybreak, because no matter what, Daybreak gets me a life. But he might have a shock in hand. Okay. Now he's immune to shocks killing him. That means all that's left is Cast Down, Murder, and again, another Lightning Strike. But I have a Knight of Grace, so that's 2 targets on the field for him. And if I can make it, I might actually just hold on to Make a Stand. I might use Make a Stand to protect him. Or maybe Squire's Devotion for Knight of Grace. Nope, he's actually going to murder. He actually murdered Johnny. He rightfully fears it. Okay, so here's where we do this. And then we're actually going to buff him up. So now he needs to be hit by... He needs to be hit by a Lightning Strike if he wants to be killed. And, ooh, I do only have 1/1, so he could actually hit me with the Rigging Runner, but not that I really care. We're kind of at a standstill, and he's, I think, a little bit nervous to throw out a black creature simply because he doesn't want to buff the Knight any higher. If he uses another 2-cost card, he's going to hurt himself more than anything. But I don't think he will. And of course, I won't be attacking with the... Actually, I could attack with him because of Make a Stand. But do I want to use that right now? It takes out his Rigging Runner, and then I'm dealing... Okay. Yeah, I think it's worth it to do this, so I'm gonna... Attack with all. If he blocks, he's in trouble. With anything if he blocks. So he's gonna actually be very cheeky here. He's doing the math. So yeah, that means I know he has this card, so now he's in a bad situation. It looks like he was trying to go for red and black pirates. He'll still live next turn. Unless I get a very strong, another buff card, or potentially another Make a Stand. I have no cards in hand, and he has 5. He's probably considering taking out my Knight of Grace. Fiery Cannonade. Okay, so that took out a couple of my creatures, but again, personally, I would have attempted to save it, or at least thrown out something to block. He actually could have played that as an instance if he'd waited a turn. So now he's in a bit of a predicament. If he throws out a black... Oh, I think he's quitting. Yep, he's quitting. This is honestly very baffling and shocking to me. I really did not expect a low cost... Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory right now because I'm... It's a very weird feeling I have in my gut right now. For a day or so, I don't know how long I spent on this, but a day... Well, yesterday... Let me start with the big thing and why I'm kind of shocked. I don't know if it's perhaps balance. I do somewhat believe in balance, I guess you could call it, in karma. Except, like, karma in all things, if that makes sense. So, like, you know, you can't... I guess that's not really true. But I guess I feel like, whenever it's very hard to explain my philosophy, but I guess if I want to explain it, I feel like this is like a congratulations for making it through yesterday, because yesterday was a very rough day for me. Do of course keep in mind that I am speaking on a bias, and that is, what I can handle and what I deem as rough, and although it obviously has a scaling, it may not, match up for yours, but for at least an emotional level, yesterday was pretty rough for me. There's some time in the episode, I guess I'll share with you guys. I have a very bad habit of being far, far too rough on myself. And this doesn't just happen with card games. Oh, a plague mare, actually. I thought that was a nightmare. I got a little happy for no reason. Another snapping drake, creeping vines, cavalry. Ooh, the cancer card. And infernal reckoning. It's very meh card to use, but oh, exile target colorless creature. It doesn't say from where. No, but my problem is that if things start going wrong, or and this could be in gaming, this could be in life, it could literally just be a moment that happens, and I'll be very upset, and depending, I'll start not necessarily self-depreciating, but I'll be overly harsh with myself. Like, I guess it isn't a form of self-depreciation, but like, you should have done better, you could have done more, you should have done more. And I'm not like sure if, to help me feel better, if like, I don't know, maybe some coding has it's very hard to explain, but like, I feel like some good things are happening to me because I was able to endure, because I didn't like just quit out on the day, and I chose to stick it through and to just keep on pursuing despite, how rough things had gotten. And I guess if there's a message in this, it's, I know things may seem rough, and they may be rough and stay rough for quite a while, but I honestly do believe that whoever you are watching, has the capability to continue through the hardships and the struggle and get to a moment where things balance out and you start having the good, and you start having a lot of good, hopefully that good is enough that if you struggle, you go through another hardship, that good sustains you and reminds you that you will go through a good as well. And hopefully after that, it's a balance between good and bad, but in a way that's more manageable and that you can handle. And I guess I'm just trying to say I believe in you. I know I shouldn't be saying this right now with the current subscriber number and, with the state of YouTube and such, but like, for what it's worth, to anyone who's listening and watching this, I believe in you. If an overly emotional, big, soft, doughy person like myself can, especially with how I get emotionally, oh my goodness, this is into heroic talks at some point, but like, if I feel like if I can get back up, I believe that you can too, because I, who am probably the worst critic of my own material, can tell you, I have not been, I'm not doing this right, I'm not explaining this right, I'm trying to be like super considerate of everyone's feelings at once. You know what, I'm just going to put it as blunt and simple as I can. I believe in you, you can do this. And to tie this back up with what I was saying in the first place, I have not been able to make the white color work for me. Like, not at all. It's been very much a struggle to get white to work for me as anything more than a splash in. Again, I think the core focus on this, like this, it's not pure white. It's not mono white. In fact, a little bit, it is a split, But this only works because I'm not focusing on, like, white mainly. I'm focusing on black. I'm focusing on the murders. I'm focusing on the sadistic sky marchers, the child of night, the cast downs, the demonic vigor, the mark of the vampire, and somewhat Mona. You know, these other cards did help, obviously, but like for a while I wanted to try and make a mono white deck and use cards for mono white, and it just wasn't working. Like, nothing I tried worked. And then of course there was the Lucario's deck I made, and this actually has more white than red. But white's not there. Well, first off, sadly, this deck is not cycle proof. It's wrong. I'll have to find another couple of cards to replace the ones that are in currently, but oh, well, you know what? Maybe it was just I hit a very bad slump, because looking back on it, I've had quite a bit of success with these two decks here. So maybe I just needed to fit the white into my style. Or, you know, maybe the problem was that knights are still struggling right now because of how the meta is for, you know. But I guarantee you, a person I watch on YouTube who does magic stuff literally says it. Knights are going to be very powerful once the cycling comes in, because there's going to be a lot of cards to complement knights. And I always kept trying to do a knight deck, and I kept trying to figure out how to make it work. And just, for now, I should let it be. You know, I actually have a deck that ooh, this is perhaps the one bad hand. And that's worse. I have to keep this. And you have to go to the bottom. My opponent goes first. That is the one blessing I have right now. And I have somehow managed. Okay, so obviously next turn we're going to Martyr of Dusk. Because Martyr of Dusk guarantee... Oh... And there goes my Squire's Devotion. You only got one card to pick from, bruh. Ah! I'm actually not going to reveal her yet. Now, he's just going to attack over me, but then I could just attack under him, unless he kills it. Yeah, he's going to play a card at the end of the turn. Probably something yeah, okay, so he was playing the rigging. Okay. Actually, is this my... I think I need to only play 4 cards. And here's a pretty unicorn. And then I gain another life. Actually, if he attacks with both, I'm just not gonna block. Actually, I can block with the unicorn and the martyr. He will just attack with the fall and probably play, yeah, another rigging runner. Okay, so he's very much in the realm of I don't want this guy to start building up. He has more cards in his hand, but I have another unicorn. His name is Fadufels. And this is where I become problematic. I'm actually not gonna sack Dusk, because Dusk and the 2 messes are what kind of I need. In fact, I will probably sacrifice a Mesa, because I can block his first strikes without, like, worry. I'm going to lose a creature, but at least... You know what? I don't trust that. Let's see. This is definitely enough for Fire and Bombardment. Okay, so I am gonna actually attack with fall. He's probably gonna block my unicorn, in all honesty. It's the best thing to do. Oh, but then there's my Lionin Guard, which he might... Yeah, he's actually gonna do that instead. In truth, I don't think he's going to attack with all again, because that actually costs him more than it cost me. Benefits of a... Oh, he's going to do it again. Once again, no blockers. He's actually not... He seems to be struggling with mana. He might be mana droughted. Again, the problem with mana-heavy decks is that, you know... Oh, he has an idea. He has a plan. He actually shocked my unicorn, which I'm not surprised about. Well, lightning struck. I personally don't think that was worth it, because if he keeps attacking me, he actually needs to whittle me down slowly and hope I don't get anything. Again, I already did my job, by the way, here. I really don't care if I win or lose this. He's revealing Dire Fleet. Okay, so he has a card. He has another one down. Gonna attack with all. He still can't play it, but... Oh, and now I'm actually getting mana flooded. No attackers, actually. I'm gonna see how this plays out. I really should just straight up quit, but I'm very curious to see if there is any possible chance of me coming back at this. Like, of course there's a Johnny's Pride's mate. Ooh, actually no, there is no real way to come back. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna play this last card and then I'm gonna surrender. Mana Flood happens to everyone. that's actually the really painful part about well, low cost decks is mana flooding hurts you a lot because you tend to... I think actually some draw cards would be fine for that. But we did get the quest done, and that is all I care about. And that's pretty much it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, please consider leaving a like on the video stuff or subscribe to the channel for similar content. Share this video with a friend or two, of course, and definitely check out the playlist if you've enjoyed these matches or so. You can see my progression and in both deck building and playing Magic. And you might probably really enjoy some of what I've said and done. And I really do apologize for this episode becoming very like pseudo-motivational and like deep air quotations. I do meant what I said. That is very true though, but like, just, you know, keep on trucking, man. Or girl, you can do it. And once again, big thank you for watching. Until the next video, I just want to say, laters.